prof.N वाई-फाई कनेक्ट करित वाई-फाई छो कनेक्ट करित
ठीक है
हेलो सर
Hello.
नाइस हेलो
Hello.
आप चेक कीजिए सर
Hello. Hello, students. Hello, students. Today we are starting a lecture series on objective questions on physics for NEET students. और ये क्वेश्चन ऐसे हैं जो पहले भी आ चुके हैं और आगे भी इनके आने के बहुत चांसेस हैं क्योंकि एक क्वेश्चन के इर्द गिर्द बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस सॉल्व किए जा सकते हैं और क्वेश्चन भी इसी पैटर्न के आएंगे. So let me start question number first.
Is the voice clear? Voice clear? Huh? Voice clear.
ठीक है
Arvind sir.
इसके फोन से
Let me say question.
Voice clear?
ठीक है वॉइस हाँ करियो करियो
Huh? Are you clear voice?
Hello students. Today we are starting a lecture series on the objectives for physics for NEET students. These questions are were already asked in different exams at NEET level. और आगे भी इन क्वेश्चंस ये क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं या इन जैसे क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा सकते हैं. और ये भी कि एक क्वेश्चन के अराउंड और भी क्वेश्चन बनाए जा सकते हैं. Suppose we are doing a question and we can follow more questions on the same question in different ways. ताकि इस ये क्वेश्चन या इस जैसे क्वेश्चन अगर वहाँ पूछे जाएंगे तो आप वो क्वेश्चन कर सकेंगे. हाँ तो फिर सब Can I start? Okay. Hello students, today we are starting a lecture series on objectives on physics for NEET students. ये क्वेश्चन पहले आ चुके हैं. Most of these questions were already asked in different exams at NEET level. और ये भी कि ये भी पॉसिबिलिटी है कि ये क्वेश्चन रिपीट हो या इन जैसे क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा सकते हैं. और ये भी कि अगर हम एक क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करेंगे, हम इसकी इर्द गिर्द और भी क्वेश्चन बना सकते हैं, ताकि या ये क्वेश्चन अगर ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है तो वो भी आपको वहाँ सॉल्व कर सकोगे, या इस जैसा कोई भी क्वेश्चन अगर वहाँ आता है तो वो भी आप करने के काबिल होंगे. It is the first question that is here. A person traveling in a straight line moves with constant velocity v1 for certain distance x and with constant velocity v2 for next equal distance. The average velocity v is given by the relation. So which of the following relations will give you the average velocity? अगर एक person किसी distance के लिए velocity v1 से जा रहा होता है और किसी equal distance velocity v2 से जा रहा है, तो उसका average velocity क्या है? So let me make a model of the question. The model of the question is like this. This is a person here. It moves for a distance x. Let me suppose with velocity v1, and then it moves with velocity v2 for the same equal distance. हमें देखना है कि when the person goes from here to the last point, इसका average velocity क्या रहता है? So by definition, what is the definition for average velocity? By definition, we know the average velocity is given by that is total distance by total time. It is by definition. The definition is v is equal to s by t, but it's total and it is also total time. Now, what is total distance covered by the person? That is 2x. And what is the total time covered by the total time taken by the person from this position to the last position? So what is that? So from here to here it is t1, that is x by v1, and from here to here it is x by v2. तो यहाँ x को कॉमन लेकर के आप इस x के साथ इसको कैंसिल कर सकते हैं, लेकिन पहले x को कॉमन लेना पड़ेगा, फिर ये कैंसिलेशन इजी हो जाता है. तो v इज इक्वल टू that is 2 divided by v1 that is 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2. Look at this equation, right? And try to find the option relating to this. Now this v, if you divide by this 2 and you get this 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2 onto the left side, what will you get? It will be 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2, that you are getting this expression in the denominator onto the numerator side, and on the right side is 2 by v. So this is the equation that is relevant, or option B. So you are finding the average velocity here. The concept was total distance covered by total time, and the answer is 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2 is equal to 2 by v. Okay, let me go to the next question. The next question is a person named Preeti reaches the metro station and found that the escalator was not working. She walked up to the stationary escalator in time t1. On the other days, if she remains stationary on the moving escalator, then the escalator takes her up in the time t2. The time taken by her to walk onto the escalator when the escalator also moves. So let me model the question like this. I will simplify the question and model it out so that you understand it better. ये escalator है, समझो. Escalator can be vertical, it can be even horizontal. जैसे आपने देखा होगा in these airports. So यहाँ, here is a person tries to move onto the escalator. On one day, particular day, the escalator is stationary, and the person takes time t1 to reach the other end. On the other days, let me suppose the velocity of the person is v1 and he takes time t1. to move on to the escalator, which has a length of L. The escalator length is again the same, and now the person is stationary on the escalator, and it takes her time t2 to move the whole distance of the escalator. तो यहाँ पर इसको time t2 लगता है. लेकिन अगर ये in the situation when the person is moving on the escalator and escalator also moves, in that case what will be the time taken? Obviously, escalator or dono person, if both of them move, the time taken will be less. And if you just imagine the equation, less time is only this t1 t2 by t1 plus t2. This is the minimum time. So let me solve it out. So in the third case, what happens? Escalator is moving with velocity v2, and the person is also moving with the velocity v1. Obviously, the person's velocity with respect to ground observer is v1 plus v2. क्योंकि escalator भी move कर रहा है with velocity v1, और escalator के ऊपर जो बैठा है person, he moves with the velocity v1. Therefore, the velocity of the person moving on the escalator with respect to ground is sum of the two velocities. So he'll be moving faster. So what will the time taken by the person right now when he moves on the escalator with velocity v1? So the answer could be found like this. Have a look. तो पहली बात ये है कि मुझे बताइए what is this t1? What is this t1 here? So t1 will be equal to L by v1, and t2 will be L by v2. It is the time taken when the person moves. It is the time taken when the escalator moves and the person is stationary. Now, what is the time when both escalator and the person moves? The time taken will be lesser. And what is time? T, that is L divided by v1 plus v2. Now, this t equal to L is the same as L. What is v1? That is, from this equation you get v1, that is L by t1. And here it is L by t2. Now it will be L, we get common from these two terms, तो ये खत्म हो गया, तो यहाँ L से हम निकाल कर ये ऊपर चला जाएगा t1 t2, और यहाँ L से निकाल कर ये यहाँ t2 रहेगा, यहाँ t1, that will be t2 plus t1. This is the answer. The answer is C is the answer. So time obviously will be less because both of them are moving. Escalator भी नीचे से जा रहा है और ऊपर जो person है वो भी move कर रहा है. तो obviously time का जो equation है वो ये है. Let me go to the third question. The velocity of the particle is given by a t plus bt square, where a and b are constants. Then distance traveled by it between 1 second and 2 seconds. ये है velocity का equation. और हमें देखना है कि कितना distance cover करेगा any body having this velocity from 1 second to 2 seconds. That's our question. So let me start doing, because you see, this velocity is a function of square of the time. Therefore, you cannot use an ordinary equation where velocity is acceleration is constant. You know the constant acceleration equations. That is s is equal to ut plus 1 by ut square, v square minus u square is equal to 2as, or v is equal to u plus 80. But those are the equations. Be careful. Those are the equations which we use for constant acceleration. Here, when velocity is a quadratic function of time, the acceleration is not constant. Therefore, here we have to use calculus. So how do we use calculus? Let us see. Have a look. We know v is equal to at plus bt square. This is the given equation. How to proceed ahead? You just this v is equal to dx by dt. That is equal to at plus bt square. Right? Because velocity का जो equation है, expression है वो dx by dt. Now what we do is that dx is equal to at dt, this one, plus bt square dt. Now what we do is that we integrate the expression. We integrate the expression like this. Constant I keep out because that will take time. Because if I do it, then I have to go for this second step where I have to get these constants out from the integration sign. So what I do is, my time I have to give the value 1 to 2 seconds. Here 1 to 2 seconds. Now, what is x? Displacement. That's a. Integration of t is t square by 2 plus b. Integration of t square is t cube by 3. But under what limits? 1 to 2. Here 1 to 2. Equal. Have a look. It is a by 2. Now this t square, substitute the value for t as 2, upper limit minus lower limit, that is 4 minus 1, plus b by 3. Give the value to t 2 and then 1, that is 8 minus 1, that is 3 by 2a, plus that is 7 b by 3. That is the answer. And therefore B is the answer, correct answer. Let me go to the question number 4. Question number 4. Two cores A and B, two cores P and Q start from a point at the same time in a straight line, and the positions are represented by this and this. AT plus BT square, FT minus T square. At the same velocity, the time at which the velocity is same. The question should be here, time at which velocity is same. At which velocity is same. There is some misprint here. Velocity is same. ये क्वेश्चन होना चाहिए. हमें वो टाइम निकालना है जब दोनों कॉर्स का वेलोसिटी सेम है. So what should we do? Have a look here. First of all, this is xp is equal to at plus bt square, right? And this is the position of the car P. So if we want to find the velocity of the car P, what should we do? We will differentiate this. That is, velocity of the car P is equal to इसका differentiation हो गया velocity of car P. अब इस side का differentiation, that is a plus 2bt, right? In the same manner, we will find the velocity of car Q. X cube is equal to ft minus t square. So what should I do? That is, velocity of Q is equal to, that is f minus 2t. Why it is so? Because you differentiate on the right side, that is ft means f minus t square differentiation 2t. Now, we have to find when the velocities are constant, the same for the both cars, P and Q. So what is the condition? Condition is this must be equal to this. इसको इसके साथ equate करके आप time निकालो. So let me see how it works. That is a plus 2bt is equal to f minus 2t. So get this 2t on the left side. That's 2bt plus 2t is equal to f minus a. Here t common. Inside 2b plus 2 is equal to f minus a. What is t? That is f minus a whole divided by, यहाँ 2 common ही निकालिए. That is b plus 1. So this should be the answer. The answer is D, like this. It's 1 plus B, is D plus 1 the same? So the question was very easy. Position of car P was given and position of car Q was also given. तो आपने इसको differentiate करके इसका velocity निकाला, इसको differentiate करके इसका velocity निकाला, दोनों velocity को equal करके आपने time निकाला. That was the question. Okay, let me go to the question number, second question, fifth question. A particle of unit mass, means m is equal to 1, undergoes one-dimensional motion such that its velocity varies as this. This is the velocity equation. It varies at position like this. While b and n are constants and x is the position of the particle, the acceleration of the particle as a function of x is given by. We have to find what is the acceleration of the particle. What is given is velocity. As simple as that. But velocity given is not a function of time, it is function of position. So how we proceed ahead? How we do it? Velocity is equal to beta times x raised to power minus 2n. It's the given equation. Of course, it is the function of position. but that's on the right side, x तो right side पे है, इसलिए हमें we know that x is a function of position, ये लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो अगर मैं इसको डिफरेंशिएट करूं तो क्या मिलेगा मुझे, dv by dt, और इस साइड क्या मिलेगा मुझे, बीटा को ऐसे कांस्टेंट रख करके इसको डिफरेंशिएट करना पड़ेगा, दैट इज -2n x raised power -2n minus 1. Okay, I will do it. Have a look. Here, v is equal to beta x raised to power -2. So if I differentiate it like this, dx by dt, that's the velocity, dv by dt, sorry, that is the acceleration, is equal to beta ऐसे ही, तो इसका डिफरेंशिएशन क्या करेंगे आप, -2n को नीचे, x raised power -2n minus into, जनरली जो स्टूडेंट भूल जाते हैं, ये तो डिफरेंशिएशन ठीक है, लेकिन वी आर डिफरेंशिएटिंग विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम, देयरफॉर हमें इस x को भी डिफरेंशिएट आगे करना पड़ेगा, जनरली वी फॉरगेट दिस, तो हमें लिखना पड़ेगा आगे जाकर के dx by dt, इट्स ओनली बिकॉज वी आर डिफरेंशिएटिंग विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम। तो ये हो गया हमारा एक्सेलरेशन, ये हो गया बीटा -2n, ये हो गया x raised power -2n minus 1, लेकिन ये तो खुद वेलोसिटी है, दैट इज गिवन, ये वेलोसिटी है, दैट इज गिवन फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट इक्वेशन, सो इट इज अगेन बीटा x raised power -2n, तो पूरा ये हो क्या होगा, दैट इज -2n बीटा इंटू बीटा, बीटा स्क्वायर, x raised power, ये पावर्स ऐड हो जाएंगे बिकॉज x is here, x is here, when bases are the same, powers you just add up, it is -4n minus 1. That should be the answer. The answer is, where is the answer, where is the answer, this is the answer. Okay, so simple. So what you do, इस वेलोसिटी को आपको डिफरेंशिएट करना है, दो स्टेप पे क्वेश्चन हो जाता है, लेकिन आप यू कैन थिंक योरसेल्फ, आप यहां पर एक्सेलरेशन रख सकते हैं, एक्सेलरेशन वेलोसिटी अगर आपको निकालना हो तो आप ये खुद सोच सकते हो, अगर ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है, हो सकता है दिस टाइम ही विल आस्क एक्सेलरेशन एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ पोजीशन, तब जाकर जब एक्सेलरेशन एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ पोजीशन होगा, वेलोसिटी निकालने का है, तब आपको इंटीग्रेशन करना पड़ेगा। सो दैट यू कैन थिंक योरसेल्फ, अगर ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है तो इसका उल्टा भी आ सकता है, या इसके रिलेटेड भी और क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, तो इसका मतलब एक क्वेश्चन को लेकर के आप इसको डिफरेंट तरीके से अगर करने की कोशिश करेंगे या डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन फ्रेम करने की कोशिश करो, तो possibility of getting a question there are more. Okay, let me go to another question. Here is a question. Position is given. This is the position, and we have to find it is the retardation. I mean acceleration, but that will be negative if when it comes to the retardation of the particle and its velocity is 0. हमें देखना है कि इस इक्वेशन से हम क्या एक्सेलरेशन निकाल सकते हैं एट अ टाइम व्हेन इट्स वेलोसिटी इज 0। तो पहली बात ये है कि ये पोजीशन दिया है, पहले मैं वेलोसिटी निकालने की कोशिश करूंगा, जब मैं वेलोसिटी निकालूंगा फिर उस वेलोसिटी को मैं 0 रखूंगा बिकॉज दैट इज गिवन टू बी, वेलोसिटी बिकम्स 0, जब मैं उसको 0 रखूंगा तो वहां से मुझे टाइम मिलेगा, तो मैं उस टाइम को लेकर के वेलोसिटी में सब्स्टिट्यूट करूंगा, समथिंग लाइक दिस, हैव अ लुक, x is equal to 8 plus 12t minus t, right? Now let me find the velocity. Differentiate it. It is differentiation will be velocity. Instead of writing dx by dt, I directly write velocity is equal to, इसका differentiation 0, इसका differentiation 12, इसका differentiation 3t square. अब क्या करना है, इस velocity को मैं 0 रखूंगा क्योंकि दिस इज व्हाट द क्वेश्चन आस्क्स, वेलोसिटी बिकम्स 0, तो वेलोसिटी 0 बनने के साथ साथ मैं t स्क्वायर निकालूंगा, दैट इज 12 by 3, दैट इज 4, उससे मुझे मिलेगा t is equal to 2 plus -2, but -2 is not allowed because you can't go back in time, negative times are discouraged, t is equal to 2. Okay, now t is equal to 2 को लेकर के वेलोसिटी, रिटार्डेशन, अब इसका डिफरेंशिएट करना है टू फाइंड एक्सेलरेशन, तो एक्सेलरेशन विल बी दैट इज, इसका डिफरेंशिएशन वेलोसिटी का डिफरेंशिएशन इज एक्सेलरेशन. तो मैंने एक स्टेप यहाँ खा रहा हूँ मैं, अदरवाइज आई शुड हैव रिटन dv by dt is equal to, that is 0, here it is also 0, here it is minus 60. So what is dv by dt? That is just acceleration, is equal to minus 60. That's why it is retardation. Yes, it is retardation. So we don't need to write negative because he already says retardation. So acceleration is equal to 6 into what's t? That's 2. That's 12 meter per second square. This is the answer. This is the answer. So how we have done the question? The question says, what is the acceleration when velocity is 0? So first of all, differentiate this to find velocity. Put it equal to 0. That will give you time is equal to 2 seconds. Then again differentiate velocity. That will give you acceleration. And you already know the time when velocity is 0. Substitute back into the equation, acceleration equation, you get the answer. Okay? Now let me go to the next question. A body is moving with velocity 30 meters per second towards east. After 10 seconds, its velocity becomes 40 meters per second towards north. The average acceleration of the body is, the body was moving in the east direction, then it turns towards the north direction. We have to find what is the average acceleration. The concept is average acceleration is just equal to change in velocity by time interval. This is the equation for acceleration. But now here, the particle moves or the body moves in which direction? It is east, it is west, it is north, it is south. The particle is moving initially in this direction with velocity v1. Then it turns towards the north. It is final velocity in this direction. Let me suppose it is I direction, it is j direction. Right? The body was moving in the east direction, then it turns towards the north direction. Obviously, there is a change in velocity, right? Now, what is v1 equal to? That is, okay, 30, this is 30, but I. What is v2? Final velocity, that is, okay, 40, but which direction? J, north direction J. What is change in velocity? That is 40J minus 30I. What is acceleration? Okay, that is change in velocity that we have found by how much time interval? That is delta t. That is 40J minus 30I divided by delta, that's 10 in 10 seconds. So 0, 0 cancels and all around, that is 4J minus 3I. What is the magnitude of acceleration? That is, you know by vectors. That is root of 4 square plus minus 3 square. That is root of 16 plus 9. That is 5 meter per second square, because it will be root of 25. That is the answer. Have a look. A body is moving 30 in the east direction, then it turns 40 in the north direction. So you just find a change in velocity. But it is vectors ought to be involved. ऐसा नहीं कि आप ये करोगे 40 minus 10, that is 30. No, it is direction also which gets involved. 30 in the east, then it's 40 in the north. So it is direction also is involved. So it will be 40J minus 30I. So that's very important. So let me go to the next question. That is, a particle moves a distance x in time t according to the equation t plus 5 whole raised to minus 1. The acceleration of the particle is proportional to. अगर यह equation है position का, तो acceleration किसको proportional है? Is it proportional to this or this or that? We have to find that. So how to do this question? We will start with x is equal to t plus 5 whole raised to minus 1. That's very simple. I'm just starting with what you call as a base equation. This is a base equation. So let me manipulate the base equation by calculus, by differentiating or sometimes by integrating. So what we do is that, then we find the velocity. So differentiate this. It is differentiation is velocity, and it is differentiation is minus 1 xt plus 5 whole raised to minus 2. Right? Okay. Now let me again differentiate this velocity. That will give acceleration. Is equal to, get minus 2 down, minus 1 into minus 2 t plus 5 whole raised to power minus 3, because 2 minus 1 minus 3. So I have differentiated position, it gave me velocity, and then I had differentiated v, it gave me acceleration. Right? Obviously velocity dx by dt पहले लिखना होता है और फिर v, but I directly write it. Now acceleration is a function of time here, but there is no time here around. So you have to make a little manipulation. You have to manipulate the equations. So what we do is that ये t plus 5 जो है, ये t plus 5 है यहाँ से निकालो. तो क्या करूँगा? यहाँ तो t plus 5 होल टू minus 2 है, यहाँ t plus 5 होल टू minus 3 है. तो मैं t plus 5 जानना चाहता हूँ, ये क्या है? What is this t plus 5? तो यहाँ इस इक्वेशन से, वेलोसिटी इक्वेशन से मैं आपको एक टेक्निक सिखाऊंगा. तो जो आपको फायदा होगा उसका, कैसे इसको शॉर्ट टाइम में कर सकते हैं. t plus 5 को निकालने के लिए व्हाट आई डू, मैं यहाँ वेलोसिटी का पावर करूंगा 1/2. तो यहां पर भी पावर होगा 1/2. राइट? या -1/2 यहां पर भी पावर कर दो और -1/2 यहां पर भी पावर कर दो. तो यहां का पावर जो है 2 कैंसल्स, तो इट इज v raised power -1/2 इज इक्वल टू या प्रोपोर्शनल टू -1 whole raised power -1/2 को जाने दो. इट इज t plus 5 whole raised power -1. तो t plus 5, हैव अ लुक, मैंने यहां पर भी पावर किया -1/2 और यहां से भी पावर किया 1/2. यहां पर भी पावर किया 1/2, वहां से भी पावर किया 1/2 माइनस, ताकि मुझे t plus 5 मिल गया. तो मैं इस t plus 5 को यहां रखूंगा. तो a is proportional to, okay, what's t plus 5? t plus 5 is v raised power -1/2. So t plus 5 is it is 2. Okay, it is not proportionality. This gets absorbed in the proportionality. T plus 5 is what? That is v raised power -1/2 whole raised power this minus. I have substituted t plus 5 on it. But t plus 5 is v raised power -1/2. So v raised power -1/2 whole raised to -3. So a is proportional to v raised to power minus plus. You just multiply the powers 3/2. That should be the answer. It is 3/2. This is the answer. Again, I will explain. X is t plus 5 whole raised to power -1. Differentiate, get this. Differentiate, get this. But now here was a question how to rate this and this. तो मैंने यहाँ पर t plus 5 फाइंड करने की कोशिश की. देयरफॉर मैंने इसको पावर ले आया -1/2. यहाँ पर भी पावर क्या -1/2, ताकि 2 और 2 कैंसिल और मुझे t plus 5 आ जाए. तो मैंने उसको ऐसे करके t plus 5 लाया t raised power -1/2 और t plus 5 को यहाँ पर मैंने सब्स्टिट्यूट किया. ये तो प्रोपोर्शनलिटी में एब्जॉर्ब हो जाता है. क्वेश्चन इज डन सो इजीली. ओके, नाउ have a look here. A bus is moving with a velocity speed of 10 meters per second on a straight road. A scooterist wishes to overtake the bus in 100 seconds. If the bus is at a distance of 1 kilometer from the scooterist chase the bus. If the bus is at a distance of this from the scooterist case, the bus he wants to overtake the bus. यहाँ पर लिखना चाहिए overtake the bus. Yes, that's right. तो यहाँ पर देखिए आप, मैं इसको मॉडल बनाना चाहता हूँ क्वेश्चन को. Let me make the model of the question. The model is like this. It's a bus here, moving in the forward direction with what velocity? Okay, 10 meters per second. And a scooterist that is something like this. what should be its velocity so that it overtakes the bus? And the bus is 1 kilometer, that is how much away? 1 kilometer, that's 1000 meters. What should be its velocity to overtake the bus? That's the question. So how to solve the question? Okay, let me suppose finally it overtakes the bus here at this position X. So the motorbike and the bus, they should reach this position X in the same time, so that the bike overtakes the bus. This reaches here and this also reaches here, so that both will reach X position, and we will say the motorbike has overtaken the bus. So can you tell me, if its velocity is v, what is this x? Can you tell me that? This x should be equal to, I will write it down, this x is velocity into time. Equation number first. Simply constant velocity into time. And how much the bus travels in the same time? That is 1000. No. That is x minus 1000. In the same time it has to reach here, but the motorbike travels distance x if they overtake at position x, and at the bus it travels the distance x minus 1000 in the same time. So what's the equation that I am going to write for the bus? That is x minus 1000 is equal to, its velocity is 10 into t. Right? Okay. Now it is x is equal to velocity. Let me substitute this here. That is vt. That is vt x vt 1000 is equal to 10t. Now v into in how much time it has to overtake? In 100 seconds. 1000 is equal to 10 into 100 seconds. That is v into 100 is equal to, it is 1000 also, it is 1000 means on the right side it become 2000. 100 cancels and v is equal to 20 meter per second. That is the answer, 20 meter per second. The motorbike reaches position X, bus also reaches position X. It can be done other way around also, by relative velocity. But we can take this solution, right? Okay, 10th question. A particle moving along x-axis has an acceleration f given by this, where f0 and t are constants. The particle at t is equal to 0 has 0 velocity, and in the time interval between t is equal to 0 and the instant f is equal to 0, the particle velocity vx is. We have to find the particle velocity when for this when f is 0. But f, he says, it's the acceleration. When acceleration is 0. So the point is, this is the equation. And can you tell me when acceleration is 0? A simple question for you is, if f, have a look, if f is equal to f0, 1 minus t by t, can you tell me when acceleration is 0? At which time? Obviously, if this is acceleration, put it equal to 0. And that will give you the time at which the acceleration is 0. So this f0 cannot be 0 because it's a constant. So 1 minus t by t is 0. This part is 0. That means t by t is equal to 1. And t is equal to capital T. So at this time, at this capital T, the acceleration is 0. And we have to find, at this capital T, we have to find the velocity. That's it. So how to find the velocity? So what I do is, this is f is equal to f0, 1 minus t by t. Right? This is f. When you are given acceleration and you are asked to find the velocity, you have to go back through calculus. You have to go for integration. If you are given a position, you have to find velocity, differentiation. You are given velocity and you have to find acceleration, differentiation. If you are given acceleration and you have to find velocity, you have to go back. You have to integrate the acceleration to find the velocity. So what I do is this acceleration is equal to dv by dt. This is dv by dt and is equal to f0 1 minus d by t. What is dt? dv, that is f0 dt minus f0 t by t dt. I put dt multiply here. So what I should do here, now dv is equal to, okay, integrate dv, that is integration of f0 dt minus integration f0 t by t dt. But in how much time? In the time t, okay, this is v, it's equal to f0 into t minus f0. इस t का इंटीग्रेशन क्या होगा? f by t बाहर निकालो और t को इंटीग्रेशन करो विद रिस्पेक्ट टू t, दैट इज t स्क्वायर बाय 2. अब इस t का मैं क्या वैल्यू दूं? कैपिटल T, because he asks you what is the velocity at time t is equal to capital T, क्योंकि इसी कैपिटल T पर acceleration 0 है. That is what the question asks. So what should I write? So it is f0 capital T minus f0 by t, it is t square by 2. खत्म. और ये f0 t minus f0 t by 2, it is half minus full minus half, that is f0 t divided by 2. That should be the answer. This is the answer. So the question was, acceleration was given and we were asked to find the velocity. But he says acceleration should be 0 while you want to find the velocity. So what I do is मैं acceleration को सीधे 0 रख दूंगा और वहां से मैंने टाइम निकाला और फिर जब मैंने acceleration को इंटीग्रेट किया और मुझे velocity मिला. तो velocity को सब्स्टिट्यूट करना पड़ेगा लास्ट में t is equal to capital T and you get the answer. Okay, let me go to the next question. A car moves from x to y with uniform speed vu and from x and returns to x with a uniform speed vd. What's the average speed? So the question is like this. It is x, it is y. There may be two stations and the car moves from station x to the station y. But in the forward direction it goes with the velocity vu. In the backward direction it comes with the backward direction v. Okay, vd. And we have to find the average speed. Going in the forward direction with this velocity, coming in the backward direction with this velocity, or distance SC है. So what is the speed? By definition, what is speed? Speed is total distance covered by total time. That is the definition of speed. तो जब मैं speed निकालने की कोशिश करूँगा तो मुझे देखना पड़ेगा total distance, लेकिन total distance 2s आएगा. यहाँ से जाने का s है, वहाँ वापस आने का s है और तो 2s का डिस्टेंस कवर हुआ और टाइम, फॉरवर्ड टाइम और वापस आने का टाइम. So that is 2s. What is forward time? That is s divided by this velocity. vu. Backward time, वापस आने का time, that is s by vd. तो s और s कैंसिल, यहाँ कॉमन निकाल कर कैंसिल होगा और यहाँ एलसीएम निकाल कर फिर ऊपर चला जाएगा. नीचे का एलसीएम निकाल कर ये फिर ऊपर चला जाएगा. ये vd यहाँ अपीयर होगा और यहाँ vu यहाँ अपीयर होगा. This should be the answer. This is the answer. और ये याद भी रखो कि जब ऐसा सिचुएशन होता है तो twice v1 v2 by u1 plus u2 होता है. It's very easy. Okay, let me go to the question 12. The position x of the particle with respect to time along the axis is this, where x is in meters. What will be the position of the particle when it achieves the maximum speed along the x direction? Position दिया हुआ है, position दिया हुआ है और हमें देखना है कि what is the position when the velocity is maximum. So ये technical point है. हमें तब position निकालना है जब velocity maximum हो. We have to find the position of the particle when velocity is maximum. By टेक्निकल पॉइंट ये है कि जहां वेलोसिटी मैक्सिमम होता है वहां एक्सेलरेशन 0 होता है. सो एक्सेलरेशन इज 0 व्हेन वेलोसिटी इज मैक्सिमम. दिस ए पॉइंट। तो फिलहाल तो हमें x दिया हुआ है, दैट इज 9t स्क्वायर माइनस टी क्यूब। जरा मैं वेलोसिटी निकालूं तो इसको करना पड़ेगा डिफरेंशिएशन, हो गया वेलोसिटी, और यहां का डिफरेंशिएशन 18t माइनस 3t स्क्वायर। ये वेलोसिटी निकालना है मुझे, पोजीशन निकालना है, व्हाट विल बी द पोजीशन, नहीं पोजीशन निकालना है, ये पोजीशन निकालना है मुझे। लेकिन जब ये वेलोसिटी मैक्सिमम हो, ये वेलोसिटी मैक्सिमम होने के लिए मैं एक्सेलरेशन निकालूंगा, दैट इज 18 माइनस 60, इसका डिफरेंशिएशन, इसका डिफरेंशिएशन। और जब वेलोसिटी मैक्सिमम होता है, बी केयरफुल हियर, जब वेलोसिटी मैक्सिमम होता है तो वो टेक्निकल पॉइंट ये है कि वेलोसिटी मैक्सिमम से एक्सेलरेशन जीरो बनना चाहिए। तो मैंने कर दिया एक्सेलरेशन जीरो। तो एक्सेलरेशन जीरो करने से मुझे क्या मिला, मुझे टाइम मिला यहां पर 3 सेकेंड्स। अब जब एक्सेलरेशन जीरो है, वेलोसिटी मैक्सिमम है, टाइम 3 सेकंड का आता है। अब इस 3 सेकंड टाइम को यहां सबस्टिट्यूट करो। जब मैं सबस्टिट्यूट करता हूं तो व्हाट इज द आंसर दैट आई एम गेटिंग, x इज इक्वल टू 9 into 3 स्क्वायर माइनस t क्यूब, दैट इज 3 क्यूब, दैट इज 81 here minus 27. So what is the answer? 11 में से 7 5 और यहाँ 7 में से 2, that's how much is that? नहीं, 11 में से 7 4 और 5. This is the answer. 54 is the answer. That's it. हो गया। क्वेश्चन वाज वेरी सिंपल, क्वेश्चन दिया हुआ था, आपको वेलोसिटी निकालना है और फिर एक्सेलरेशन निकालना है। और टेक्निकल पॉइंट ये है कि जब वेलोसिटी मैक्सिमम है तो समझो कि एक्सेलरेशन जीरो है। तो मैंने एक्सेलरेशन जीरो करके यहाँ टाइम निकाला और वापस पोजीशन में दिया। और इन केस नाउ यू कैन मेक योर ओन क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज दैट मैक्सिमम वेलोसिटी, व्हाट इज दैट मैक्सिमम वेलोसिटी एट व्हिच यू फाउंड द पोजीशन। तो मैक्सिमम वेलोसिटी का मतलब ये है कि जब आपने t3 निकाला तो आप वेलोसिटी में सबस्टिट्यूट करो, आपको वो मैक्सिमम वेलोसिटी भी मिलेगा। वो एक और क्वेश्चन आप खुद ही बनाते हैं, मैं फिर से एक्सप्लेन करूंगा। देखो, यू हैव टू फाइंड द पोजीशन वेयर वेलोसिटी इज मैक्सिमम एंड आई गॉट द पोजीशन। लेकिन आप खुद ही एक और क्वेश्चन बना सकते हो। By the position you found 54 is the position, acceleration is 0, velocity is maximum. Now my question is, what is that maximum velocity? वो मैक्सिमम वेलोसिटी आप निकाले, यही v, इसी v में ये t इक्वल टू 3 का सबस्टिट्यूशन करो और आपको मैक्सिमम वेलोसिटी मिलेगा। ओके, लेट मी गो टू वन मोर क्वेश्चन। A particle moves along the line OX. Here is the seconds, x is its position, meter of the particle is given by this. How long would the particle travel before coming to rest? क्वेश्चन ये है कि ये पोजीशन दिया हुआ है, हमें देखना है कि पार्टिकल कितना दूर जाएगा जब तक इसका वेलोसिटी जीरो हो। how far the particle moves till its velocity is zero. So technically it is like this, x is equal to 40 plus 12t minus t cube. Now have a look how it can be done in a very quick way. We have to find how far it will go before the velocity becomes zero. पहले वेलोसिटी तो निकालो। The only thing that we have to do here, we have to find the velocity. तो वेलोसिटी फाइंड करने के लिए मैं इसको डिफरेंशिएट करूंगा, हो गया b, यहाँ डिफरेंशिएट 0 हो गया, ये हो गया 20 का डिफरेंशिएट 12, ये हो गया 3t स्क्वायर। अब ये कह रहा है कि when velocity becomes 0, so what we have to do? Put this velocity 0. और जब ये वेलोसिटी 0 आपने किया तो यहाँ से t स्क्वायर हो जाएगा 12/3, दैट इज 4, तो t हो गया 2। तो अब हमें निकालना है कि जब वेलोसिटी 0 है तब पोजीशन क्या था। तो अब 2 को इसमें सबस्टिट्यूट करते, पोजीशन निकालो इस t पर, तो x इज इक्वल टू दैट इज 40, दैट इज 12 into t, दैट इज 2, एंड माइनस t क्यूब, दैट इज 2 cube, that is 40 plus 24 minus 8, that is 4 and 6 minus 8. So how much is that? It was subtracted. So चौदह में से 8 निकालो तो क्या होगा? और 6 possible. Okay, it's 5. 56 is the answer. हो गया समझो. Very simple. Position is given. You have to find the position when velocity becomes 0. So you just differentiate it and find the velocity and put velocity equal to 0. When you put velocity equal to 0, you will get time and substitute time back into the base equation, that is x. तो आपको मिल गया answer 56. And you can now make your own questions out of this question. This question has already been asked. So if you want to make more questions out of this question, try to find the acceleration. You just differentiate the velocity and find the acceleration. और acceleration निकालने से ये -60 हो गया, and that's the retardation. And you can also say that what is the graph between acceleration and time when this is the situation. तो acceleration time का graph हो जाएगा, acceleration will be linearly changing with time, because जब आप इस velocity को differentiate करोगे वहाँ time आएगा. जब time आएगा तो एक तो retardation हो गया, दूसरा acceleration और time का graph linear होगा with respect to time. So there can be so many questions framed out of this single question. So questions will be around this. Okay, let me go to one more question. The displacement of a particle is given by this. This is the displacement equation. We have to find the velocity of the particle will increase with time, be independent of alpha and beta, and drop to 0 when alpha is equal to beta, increase with time. अगर हमें velocity के बारे में पूछा जाता है तो obviously हम इस x को differentiate करेंगे. तो जब हम x को डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे तो क्या मिलने वाला है? Have a look. ये है बेस इक्वेशन हमारे पोजीशन का. तो जब आपका पोजीशन दिया होता है तो यू आर आस्क्ड टू फाइंड वेलोसिटी. ऑब्वियसली आपने उसी पोजीशन को डिफरेंशिएट करना है. तो कैलकुलस तो होगा, इन्वॉल्व होगा, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट ए कांस्टेंट एक्सेलरेशन केस. जहां एक्सेलरेशन कांस्टेंट केस होता है वहां आपको कैलकुलस यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. लेकिन जहां एक्सेलरेशन कांस्टेंट नहीं है वहां कैलकुलस का यूज करना पड़ेगा. तो यहाँ ये पोजीशन दिया हुआ है तो लेट मी फाइंड द वेलोसिटी. मैं इसको डिफरेंशिएट करूंगा. जनरली यू राइट dx by dt, बट आई विल राइट डायरेक्टली एज v टू सेव द टाइम. तो इट इज a. तो डिफरेंशिएट का मतलब ये है कि e raised power minus alpha t into minus alpha. एक्सपोनेंशियल फंक्शन का डिफरेंशिएट ऐसे ही करते हैं. एक्सपोनेंशियल लिखना पड़ता है और इस t का कोएफिशिएंट लिखना पड़ता है ऐसे, प्लस b e raised power beta t into beta. अब मैं इसको थोड़ा सा सिंपलीफाई करूंगा. सिंपलीफाई का मतलब नहीं कि मैं डिफरेंशिएट कर रहा हूं. सिंपलीफाई का मतलब है इसी को ठीक तरह से लिखते हैं. तो v इज इक्वल टू माइनस a अल्फा e raised power minus alpha t प्लस b बीटा e raised power beta t. ये हमारा हो गया वेलोसिटी. अब हमें ये देखना है कि इस वेलोसिटी का क्या हो रहा है. इज इट कांस्टेंट? द आंसर इज नो, बिकॉज़ टाइम इज ऑन द राइट साइड. विल इट डिक्रीज और इंक्रीज, वो देखना पड़ेगा. उसके लिए हमें थोड़ा सा सोचना पड़ेगा. नाउ हैव अ लुक. ये देख लीजिए आप. तो पहली बात v इज इक्वल टू, मैं इसको इस क्वांटिटी को x रखूंगा, हो गया माइनस x, और इस क्वांटिटी को y रखूंगा. अब मुझे पता चलेगा विद टाइम व्हाट हैपेंस. विद टाइम दिस क्वांटिटी इंक्रीजेस, पॉजिटिव क्वांटिटी इंक्रीजेस. विद टाइम दिस क्वांटिटी डिक्रीज बिकॉज इट इज माइनस अल्फा t, क्योंकि ये एक्सपोनेंशियल नेगेटिव है. तो नेगेटिव की वजह से अगर t इंक्रीज होता तो ये क्वांटिटी कम हो जाएगा. तो ये क्वांटिटी इंक्रीज हो जाएगा क्योंकि ये पॉजिटिव पावर है, ये नेगेटिव पावर है. सो दिस क्वांटिटी डिक्रीजेस, दिस क्वांटिटी इंक्रीजेस विद टाइम. ये क्वांटिटी इंक्रीज हो गया और ये क्वांटिटी डिक्रीज हो गया. इसका मतलब y इंक्रीजेस, x डिक्रीजेस. तो बताइए ओवरऑल क्या होगा. ये क्वांटिटी इंक्रीज हो रहा है, ये क्वांटिटी डिक्रीज होगा, तो ओवरऑल इंक्रीज होगा. वजह क्योंकि नेगेटिव जो आप सब्ट्रैक्ट करते हो वो कम हो रहा है, जो पॉजिटिव ऊपर जा रहा है. तो ये जो क्वांटिटी है इट गोज अप, इट गोज डाउन, तो ओवरऑल इट गोज अप. क्योंकि इट इज समथिंग लाइक दिस. v इज इक्वल टू, सपोज इट इज y, आई राइट फर्स्ट y माइनस x. अगर ये कम हुआ, x डिक्रीजेस, और ये ज्यादा हुआ, तो ओवरऑल क्या होगा? इंक्रीज ही होगा, बिकॉज नाउ यू आर सब्ट्रैक्टिंग लेस क्वांटिटी. This increase, this decrease, therefore overall it will be increased because the negative quantity decrease. That's it. The answer is this. Let me go to the one more question. Okay. A particle moves along a straight line such that its displacement at this is given by this. It is as good as x. The acceleration of the particle at t is equal to 1 second. So let me start with this. That is s equal to 3t cube plus 7t square plus 14t plus 5. This is as good as position. Now we have to find the acceleration of the particle at time t is equal to 1 second. So what we do? Obviously we have to differentiate this. Let you differentiate s, you will get velocity. That is 9t square. By differentiation method, it is 14t. It is plus 14 plus 0. Right? Now you want to find acceleration, you have to differentiate velocity. That is acceleration is equal to 18t plus 14 plus 0, 0 plus 0. We are left with this acceleration. Have a look. Displacement is given. You just differentiate the displacement, get the velocity, and you just differentiate the velocity, get the acceleration. It's so simple as that. Okay. Now we have to find acceleration at a given time. And given time is t is equal to 1 second. So a is equal to 18 into 1, that's time, plus 14. That is 18 plus 14. That is equal to, okay, that is 2, that is 3 meter per second square. Where is the answer? This is the answer. So students, we have started this series for you, and we will continue to do the series. We'll be discussing questions from variety of sources, so that you will feel good when you attend the exams. Thank you.
Next slide. ठीक हो
हाँ नहीं क्यों बोल रहे थे थोड़ा हो जाओ गोल नहीं क्यों इंशाल्लाह डिक्लेयर कर दें प्रोफेसर
Are you sure that you
and I will discuss good questions
look at it say
so live